What is up, bootstrappers? Welcome to another episode of Wannabe Entrepreneur, the podcast about what it's really like to bootstrap a company. My name is Thiago, your host, and I hope you had a lovely weekend. Today's episode is coming a bit late because I was super busy today. I am working on a new, super exciting Change It feature. Change It is my climate change app, is one of the main projects that I cover in this podcast. And I was working on that, plus a lot of other handiwork for the house that we just rent. So a lot of work, and I was only able to release the episode now. And today I want to speak about the podcast project. As you know, I have two main projects so far that I've been talking about: my climate change app and the podcast. And it's quite interesting because when I started the podcast, I started quite strong with a lot of listens, and I immediately, in the first, 20 episodes, I reached the peak of how many listeners I had per episode. I end up having 40 listeners per episode, and with the interviews going to more than 100. And that was great, and I thought, okay, this is a great start. Now I'm only getting better, but actually it kind of stagnated, and it's been the same for the past, 100 episodes. I'm having the same audience, which I'm sure it's not the same audience. There's probably some recycling. There's new listeners coming, and the old ones stopping or not listening to the podcast anymore. But it's really frustrating because I don't know how to take it to the next step, and that's definitely my biggest challenge. I know that it's somehow connected to marketing, which I'm terrible at, but it's a weird dilemma here, because if I have listeners and people tell me and give me positive feedback, it means that people like it. But then the fact that it's not growing, it means that people don't like it enough to share or to grow. I don't know. So it's quite frustrating. So I can tell you that now also my episodes, I'm having about 40, an average of 40 listens per episode. So nothing actually changed. And I think it was Einstein that said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. And I've been trying to think, what can I do better? Because people tell me, the main advice I get from you, the listeners, and a lot of other bootstrappers and entrepreneurs is keep on pushing, that you'll make it. And I don't know, because if I'm just doing the same, and I think I already spoke about this before, if I'm just doing the same, why would something change, right? And so recently, as you know, I built a website for the podcast, and the idea is to get some SEO. I know it takes some time, and I'm already getting daily views, not too much, 10, 6, whatever, but it's already some organic traffic coming, and it's also great support for the podcast. I'm developing my Twitter presence. Now I'm at 220 followers, if I'm not mistaken, so that's also nice. I get some new users there. Every time someone follows me, I generally send them a message and ask them to listen to the podcast. So there's a lot of things going on. But if I think about my first 3 members, they were in the beginning. Since then I didn't nail any other member, and I still only have these 3 members, which I really appreciate, by the way. Luis, Esteban, and Chankar, you are the best. But it's been stagnated. So today I was having a chat with my cousin, and he loves. He's not the target listener because he likes more business podcasts. This is not a business. This is like entrepreneur bootstrapping, and it's like business, like stocks and politicians and politics and so on. That's more his genre. But it's kind of has some overlaps with my podcast, and he told me that he thinks that I have too many episodes, and I've asked this already many times, and I like this version of speaking my thoughts every day in a short manner, but it also makes sense that if I have so many episodes, I don't invest in marketing each one of them. So that's why I'm not able to reach. So maybe it makes sense to reduce the number of episodes to, instead of 5 a week, maybe 2 or 3. So one which is an interview, another one that is just a recap. For instance, I can do 2 per week or 3 per week, and then invest more in marketing towards those episodes, so that I can get more listens and more listens, and people do not get also too overwhelmed when they see my podcast. Because now if you get and start listening, you see hundreds, like 150 episodes now, and you might feel a little bit lost. So I'm not sure if that's an issue or not, but I do think that the marketing thing is an issue, that I should invest more time marketing each new episode instead of just releasing content. And initially my idea was to create some kind of tradition to be part of your routine, so that if you listen to me every day, you will somehow, I don't know, create this as a routine and listen more frequently. But since this worked for the 40 listeners I have, but it's not working for getting more listeners. So I'm really thinking about it to reduce even more. Before I had 7 episodes, so 1 every day, even weekends. Now I reduced to 5, and I'll probably be reducing to maybe 3 or 2. I'm not sure. So I also want to know your opinion. And now, actually, if you go to the website, in each episode you have a comment section where you can actually comment and tell me your opinions. You can also comment. You can register with Twitter or Facebook, or create an account, or you can also log in as a guest. You just have to insert your name and then tick the box that says as a guest or anonymous. So you don't need actually to create an account. And I would love to have your feedback. So if you want to do that, I will link the website, the link in the description. You can just go there and let's try that out. Send me your comments. What do you think? Should I reduce the number of episodes per week or not? It's really important to get your opinion, since you are the listeners, and I want to know how I can improve. Does it make sense for me to do this? Is it too much? So I really need your opinion on this. I really need your help, and this will really mean the world to me. So the link will be in the description. You can go in there and write the comments and tell me what you think. And this was another Wannabe Entrepreneur. See you tomorrow.